All right, everybody. So welcome into today's coffee chat. Yay. All right. So who's drinking coffee or tea? Here's my, I'm still like totally into Christmas. I probably will drink this from this cup like all year long. I just love how big it is. It fits like almost 20 ounces in it. So it's like my favorite thing ever. So welcome into today's coffee chat. I really appreciate you guys coming in to learn more about the coaching opportunity. I hope that at the end of this call, you will have a better understanding of what it is that we do as coaches, and that you'll be encouraged to hopefully start on your own coaching journey. I will say that whoever invited you to this call, at the end of the call, they will get back in touch with you, or you can get in touch with them to go over the options on how to actually join as a coach. And you can go over your goals on what you're looking for with this business. But before I share any of like the info on like details on coaching, what I'm going to do is just share a little bit about my story and how I actually got into coaching. And so for me, like when I look back on my life, it really started when I was a teenager. I was always, pretty fit. I was always involved in the dance team, tennis team. My mom always had us in ballet and dance classes. And so I was always really active, but I seriously ate like crappy food. My everyday snack was Doritos when I came home. And then at nighttime, I always had like a really big bowl of ice cream. And so I always got hooked on ice cream when I was like really young. But as you go through, your hormones and your body starts changing and you start becoming a woman, you start getting a little more love on your body, if you know what I mean. And so I remember my dad, and this has stuck with me my entire life. And I don't know if this is like the reason that spun me into being aware of what I was eating, or being aware of what it means to be, a fat person. But I remember my dad would make comments like, you better not eat that, you're going to get fat. And he said that to both my sister and I for like years. And so it really made me feel more just aware of what my body looked like. And that was around the time when I would start to look in the mirror and I would start to see myself as fat. And so it's just sad. It's really, really sad. And, I don't want to say anything negative about my dad, because I do understand that he probably had the right heart and was coming from the right, place. But those words made an effect on me to the point that I used to hide my food. And so if I wanted a candy bar, I would eat it, but then I wouldn't let anybody see me eat it. I would literally stuff wrappers underneath my mattress. And when my parents would go away and I was by myself, that is when I took the time to throw away my trash. Very embarrassing, to admit that, but that's what I did. And then as I got older, outside of high school, when we didn't have to do PE, anymore, I got a sitting job. And of course, my butt got wider and gained weight really quick, like probably 20 pounds easily within the first 6 months of not having to do PE and doing any of my dance classes anymore and all that kind of stuff, and still like eating the same way. So gained weight pretty quickly. But I didn't really feel like, I didn't feel fat. I didn't feel overweight. I was enjoying life. I was going out partying. Was very into going out and doing karaoke like all the time, and dancing. And I just was like living it up. I had the perfect work schedule for me at that time. Didn't have to start until 12, got off at 9 and went out, all night, and then got enough sleep and went back the next day. So I pretty much lived like that for years until I got married the first time. When I got married the first time, my now ex-husband, when I actually got pregnant right away. So we got married, and I probably got pregnant like within a month or two after we got married. And so, I started putting on weight, of course. And he would say things to me like, if you get fat, I'm going to leave. If you get fat, I'm not going to sign the baby's birth certificate. Like, he just didn't want to put his name on something that he didn't feel proud of, I guess. I mean, that's kind of how I think of it, but it was really, really hurtful. And from that point on, like, even now, I still kind of am going through some healing about it, but that kind of put me into that fear of abandonment thing that we kind of all deal with, where you know, kind of feel like someone might leave, and so you do everything you can to hold on, you know, to them, or to make it so that they don't, you know, leave. And so, you know, again, I would hide my eating, you know, so I started hiding my eating. And then I got diabetes with Cody, which was kind of a blessing a little bit, because then I actually had to start watching what I was eating when I was pregnant and do the whole finger pricking thing. And so had Cody, and because I had the diabetes, I only ended up putting on like maybe 25 pounds or something like that. With breastfeeding, I was very easily able to take it like right back off. Then about a couple years later, I got pregnant with Michael, and I developed hypoglycemia with Michael, where I had to eat something every couple of hours. Otherwise, I felt like I was gonna like pass out. And so because of that, I became very afraid. I was scared all the time of passing out when I was driving. I kind of put myself into this fear mode where I didn't really want to go anywhere, because I was always scared that something was going to happen. Like, more times than not, I was just scared I was going to pass out, or scared I'd be without food. And so I really ate when I was pregnant with Michael, but mostly out of the whole fear, you know, thing. After I had him, I thought and hoped that the hypoglycemia would go away, but it didn't go away. And so from the time that I was pregnant with Michael all the way up until maybe 4 years ago, I had hypoglycemia. And I got to the point where I was so used to taking food with me everywhere. Even still today, I still pack something in my purse, because it's like, even though the symptoms aren't there anymore, the mental part of it is still with me. I still feel like I could go into a hypoglycemia thing. So I want to be prepared all the time, just in case, you know, even though I do feel like God has freed me from that, but it's still like one of those fear things. And so then Jim, my ex, and I did not work out, and so we got divorced. And probably when Michael was 8 or 9 months is when I met my now husband, Chuck. Actually met him online, and he responded to an ad. I was like, I'll just put an ad up there. It's like no big deal. Probably nothing's going to happen, you know. And I was very honest about, you know, that I was a Christian mom, that I was a single mom with 2 boys, and I was looking for somebody that would kind of fit, you know, in that description, where they were also a believer, and, you know, were okay with kids, didn't have to have kids, but at least, you know, be okay with them. And so we met in person at our local Rubio's and in town. And so it was kind of like my first blind date ever. I was like freaking out too. But both of us went on our lunch break from work. And so, and when I saw him, it wasn't like instant, oh my God, yeah, you're it. But what was so funny was like, he was so goofy. Like, he was very uncomfortable with himself, you can tell, but it came off as kind of being like a goofy thing, like a cute thing. And so that is what made me want to hang out with him more, because I felt like he was real, and I felt like he wasn't putting on this act, you know, with me. And so I was attracted to that, and very quickly fell in love with him as a person. He took on the responsibility of my boys, which spoke so much to me, you guys. Like, Michael has only known Chuck as his dad, ever. Like, he's tried to talk to Jim a couple of times over the years, but it's very awkward for him. And I'm actually really thankful that it is like that, because my oldest son, Cody, who does still have a relationship with my ex, now that he's older, and Cody's going to be 20 this year, he, on his own, I didn't have to say anything. I was very, very careful about not saying things like that over the years, negative things about my ex, but he has discovered on his own how my ex is, and is like, I'm so glad that even though it was a hard time transition, that we have Dad, my husband now, because he's like, if I had grown up in that household, I know I wouldn't be the same person that I am today. And so I'm very, very, very thankful for Chuck. But after I had Josh, so we went through a couple of miscarriages. It was very hard for us to get pregnant. And then I had Josh, and that is where I put on the most amount of weight. I actually gained over 100 pounds, and I had a very hard time losing it after I had him. Tried every single diet known to man, you guys, like Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, low carb, no carb, sugar-free, low sugar, Suzanne Summers, Herbalife, oh my gosh, I don't even know, Advocare, Plexus Slim. That Plexus Slim was the one I tried right before Beachbody. Like, I tried so many different things, and they either didn't work, made me sick, or I just couldn't deal with the food. Like, it was just something, you know, didn't go right with it. And so back in 2007, I had a big bowl of ice cream sitting on the couch, and my total standard thing at nighttime. This infomercial came on, and it was this cute, spunky lady, Chalene Johnson, who was doing Turbo Jam, and she's like, smiling really big, you know, and she's like, come on, you can do it. And she's like really into this workout, you know, but she's like dancing too. And I'm like, dude, that reminds me of my dance team days. I want that energy back. And so I bought the program off the TV. Didn't know I got a coach when I bought that program, because that person never reached out to me. And so one of the things I train my own coaches on is, if someone buys something from you, reach out to them and thank them. They need to know you're there for them. But I swear, like, I bought this program, fell in love with it, and then the next Beachbody infomercial came on, and I bought that program. And so I bought programs from 2007 all the way up to 2014. 2014, that is when I actually met my coach on Facebook. Her name's Anita. And she was like posting all these positive things, and she had a great outlook on life, and she was talking about the support piece. And I'm like, I don't have that. I needed the support piece, because I keep like going full steam and then falling back, and going full steam and falling back. And so I reached out to her and talked to her about, you know, the whole program, signed up with T25, and she gave me the option to become a coach. And I'm like, what's that? And she kind of explained it to me. And so initially, I became a coach primarily for the discount on the products. After about 2 weeks of me starting to see results, and my sugar tooth completely going away while I was drinking Shakeology, I'm like, I'm in. I have to share this with people. I have to use Beachbody fitness, Shakeology, and the support as a vehicle to help others. And so I went all in, and I've been a coach now. I'm going to hit my 2 years in May, and have slowly been developing a team. I love my team so much. If you decide to join us, I can tell you that you will not be without training, support, and all the tools that you need to be successful. All that you have to do is put them into action. That's it. I give them to you, and it's up to you on whether or not you decide to put them into action. Okay, so that's basically my story. Real quick before we end, I'm just going to go real quickly through some slides that Beachbody has put up for us. And it just kind of goes over some of the coaching stuff. So here you'll see some of the trips that we've been on, and some of the workouts that we've done together as a team. So we do a lot of different things as a team. Okay, and then this slide basically talks about how in 1998, Carl Deichler, who is the CEO, started the company And they basically started selling off of infomercials. And that was my experience with getting started. Then around 2008, which I think was on the last slide, that is actually when Team Beachbody launched. The whole coaching atmosphere, that's when that launched. And so that is when programs like Insanity, Turbo Fire, you'll see Shakeology launched in 2009, P90X, T25 are very popular, 21 Day Fix, PIO, and so many others. And of course, as you know, we're launching new ones like every single day. Okay, so here's what makes Team Beachbody unique. Not only do we provide the fitness piece, not only do we just do nutrition, but you also have a huge support team and you get rewarded for helping other people, which is like amazing. And I'll give you a for instance. There's been a couple of months where I hit a goal of mine, and corporate has goals every month for us coaches to win incentives. But I earned the entire P90X, P90X Original, P90X2, and then an extra one by Tony Horton, just for helping people in their health and fitness. So we definitely get rewarded a lot. All right, so as a coach, you have something to offer to everybody. There's DVD programs, there's digital access, and there's weight loss supplements. And so as we talk to people, as a coach, you actually will get to know a person first. You will find out what their goals are, and you will find out if they have any previous injuries, if they have anything that might limit their fitness ability. Based on that, that is how we decide which fitness program to recommend to people. And then when they choose their fitness program, they are also given access to that program digitally. So you can, as you can see, little iPad, little cell phone. So you can actually take that anywhere and access your fitness program. We also have the equipment that you need that they talk about in the program. So if you ever need to order equipment, then that is also available. Okay, so our goal is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. And so here are a couple of slides showing some results, and I absolutely love looking at results because it reminds me of my own. Like, I think back to my old picture and how I am now, and it just feels so good. So knowing that we're actually helping people to get to their best life, it seriously is unlike anything I've ever experienced ever in any career I've ever had. Okay, so here is a slide on the peer support. So Team Beachbody coaches are amazing people, which is so true. I think we're like amazing sauce. I think they should put that in there. But we have like so much support. Like, not only will you have support from our own team, which, by the way, our team name is called Be the Change. And the reason why I chose that name is because I want to be the change that we want to see in the world. You know, there's so many negative things in the world that it's important to bring, you know, that positive change to people. And so you have the support from our team. You also have the support from my uplines team. We have weekly calls that you can jump on. You have support from corporate. We have a 24-hour hotline. So if you ever have any questions and I'm not available, you can always call them. So, I mean, the support is amazing, and you will never be without support. Okay, so what is a coach? What is a coach? So here's some of the misconceptions that people might have. Sometimes people come to me and they say, Heather, I can't be a coach. I'm still on my own transformation. I have 100 pounds to lose. No one's going to listen to me. Or sometimes people will say, I don't have any sales background. I can't be a coach. Or sometimes they'll say, I don't have time. I'm a busy mom. Okay. So here's a couple of things just to explain what a coach doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. Okay, that means you don't have to be a fitness trainer. You don't have to be certified as a nutritionist. You don't have to already be at your own fitness and nutrition goals. And again, you don't have to be an experienced salesperson. The only thing that you basically are doing is sharing what you are up to in your own journey, whether that's a health and fitness journey or whether it's a personal development journey. So maybe you're already at your fittest, and you don't really have to like lose weight, and maybe you're already toned, like maybe you're a fitness instructor and you're like, I got my best body in the whole world. But maybe you want to go on a personal development transformation, for you work on your mind. So that's something that you could share too, and you'll make a difference in someone else's life that way. And so a coach basically is just sharing how people can change their lives and achieve their goals. They're committed to being proof that the products work. And so that is why if you see coaches online, we're showing what we're drinking, what shakes that we're making, we're showing what fitness program that we're using, we're showing our results, and you're basically just going on a journey to improve and develop yourself. That's it. And you're basically sharing. It's like, to me, it's the easiest thing in the world, and I think that sometimes we can make it too complicated, but it's not. As long as you are putting into action what you're learning, you will definitely be a successful coach. Okay, so here are some benefits of being a coach. You get to set your own work hours. You get to focus on whether or not you want to do part-time or full-time, totally up to you. As your leader, I do not put any pressure on your time. It's up to you when you work your business. But if you want to, explode in the business and you want to, earn 6 figures, which is possible, then you will want to put more time in. So, the time part is really up to you. You can build online or in person. I personally choose to build online because I feel like I get more done in a day when I'm not driving around and meeting people. But I also will do in person if it's somebody local. I will talk to someone on the phone, but again, it's totally up to you how you want to work the business. All you're doing is sharing your passion, and you're attracting people to that. Okay, so like I mentioned, we do get rewarded. We get weekly commissions. We get bonuses for team growth weekly. We earn a once-a-year trip. By the way, next year's trip for 2017, we're going to, and correct me if I say this wrong, is it Punta Cana? Oh God, I knew I was gonna mess it up. Punta Cana? I don't know. Dominican Republic. That's where we're going. So it's going to be an all-inclusive trip. The only thing that you have to pay for is airfare. Unless you do well enough in the year, they give you some extra cash that you can actually put towards your airfare. So if you work really, really hard and you earn the trip, then your entire trip could potentially be paid for. Okay, so we do get recognition. We get recognition on, like my team, I get recognition in forms of just talking about it on social media. I also, oops, I don't know what that says. Okay. You will also get recognition from corporate. So as you do well in your business, they actually will reward you. And then you also are learning in your personal development. So we have, weekly team calls. We have yearly summits that is this coming year in Nashville, Tennessee. And so that goes for about 3 or 4 days where we're actually learning and growing together. They throw us parties. So there's tons of opportunity for growth. Kim, I'm going to call you out just because you live in Canada. Canada is a newer market for us. So I will tell you that because you're in Canada, you actually will not be in a huge competition area. So there's a lot of room for growth up there. So just wanted to throw that little bug into your ear. Okay. So again, we have support. We get all the training tools. I have our own training system for our team, but corporate also has very similar training. It's available all the time, 24 hours a day. So if you're ever up in the middle of the night and you're like, I can't sleep, let's train. So you can go into the back office and you can train any time of day. You're given a business quick start guide. I have our Coach Basics that we go through once a month. So if you join the team in January, you'll go into February's Coach Basics. We have coach training, marketing tools. We've got tons of communication. We have coach breaking news, national wake-up call, coach monthly newsletter, social media. There's posts all over the place. So you will not be without, knowing what to do every single day. Okay, so if you're ready to join as a coach, there's a couple of different options. One, if you've already purchased a challenge pack from your coach, the only thing that you have to pay is $40 to get started. And if you have purchased a challenge pack, that $40 will be reimbursed. So you don't have to worry about it being like out of the pocket in the long run. If you have not purchased a challenge pack yet, you will want to get set up with the Tools for Success, which is a fitness and nutrition package, because you want to be able to show your journey using our products. Okay, so it's really important that you purchase a challenge pack, start using them, so that when you go to share your journey and you're bringing others into, that you're helping into, a support group, or if they want to join your team, they'll understand the process and how important it is. So you want to make sure that you get set up with a challenge pack if you haven't already. Okay, and then your ongoing business service fee is $15.95 per month to remain active as a coach. And as you can see there, it gives you a lot. You get your own personal website. You actually get 3 of them. We have our own online office. We get training tools. There's marketing. So if you want to learn how to market a certain program like T25, let's say, if you're not sure how to talk about it, or if it's right for a certain person that you're talking to, you can actually go in and read all about it and see if it might be right for that person for their health and fitness goals. Okay, next slide. Okay, so within the next 24 hours, the person who invited you to our coffee chat, they will follow up, or you can follow up. And here are the things that you're going to want to think about, okay? What did you like most about this presentation? All right, so they're going to ask you that question, or you can just let them know what you liked about it. Then you're going to want to be thinking about, does Team Beachbody feel like a fit that could actually help you achieve your goals? Maybe it's achieving your goals through getting yourself healthy and fit, getting others healthy and fit, or maybe you have a goal to earn 6-figure income. Maybe you're a single mom and you need to feel like you are supporting yourself, where you don't have to ask somebody else, or reach out to family members, or reach out to your ex. I know it felt so good for me when Chuck came into my life, and I didn't have to feel like I had to be asking my ex, for money all the time, to help with the kids. If something were to happen to Chuck, my business is getting to the point where I won't have to worry, because the income has continually built up. Again, I've been a coach for almost 2 years, but as you start building a team and they are helping other people, the residual that you get from your team volume can be ginormous. And so whatever your goals are, you will share that with the person that invited you. Okay, and I think, let's see, the last one. Okay, and these are basically just things for you to think about. What can becoming a coach do for you? So, you might want to think about the income thing. You might want to think about, maybe coaching will help you with staying accountable, to your own health and fitness journey. Maybe the support piece is what you need, because maybe you're in a situation where you might need some extra friends, right now. Maybe you're feeling kind of, alone, and maybe you're not, feeling like you haven't enough activity as far as friends go. And so, Team Beachbody coaches might become your very best friends, And so whatever the reason is, whatever your needs are, your coach will talk to you about that. And then they'll see if this is for you. And then, of course, be thinking about what your goals and dreams are and how being a coach can help you with that. All right, you guys. So before we end, which it looks like we will run out of time in about 6 minutes, I'm going to stop sharing. And if you have any questions or comments, now would be a good time to ask those. So I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay, so can everybody hear me still?
Yep.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? No? Yes, no?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for participating in this morning's coffee chat. I hope that you will consider joining our team. We are doing amazing things in 2016. The theme of our team this year is #NoExcuses. And the reason why I personally chose that this year, 2015 was a big growth year for our team. We did amazing. We actually made it all the way up to the top 1% of the entire company. While that's great, and I'm very, very thankful and excited about that, there were still conversations that we had with people, you know, one-on-one, where they might have been considering, you know, becoming a coach, or maybe they were considering joining us to get healthy and fit. And, you know, not everybody is ready, you know, the first time that you talk to them. Sometimes they might give a reason. We call those excuses. You know, maybe, you know, whatever the excuse was, we might have, as a person, as a team, been able to overcome those a little bit better instead of accepting the no right away. Because sometimes, you know, you don't really want to feel like you're being pushy. Like, I hate being pushy with anybody. I'm like, if, you know, I want you to want this, whether it's being a coach or joining my fitness challenge group. But then also at the same time, you know, if someone tells you how, you know, unhealthy that they're feeling, and how they're hating life, and how they have no energy to take care of their kids, and how they don't feel sexy to their husband, and you take that no and you walk away, and you don't come back to them and say, hey, I thought you were, you know, serious. Were you not serious? Were you not really wanting, you know, to get that energy and you know, to feel more sexy for your husband? So this year, our team has made it a mission to not take that no right away, understanding that that no might just mean that they need a little more information, or maybe they need a little more encouragement from us as a coach that they can do this. You know, maybe they've tried other things and they failed, and they feel like they might fail again, you know? And so this year, our mission is to not take the no right away, to try and work through the no, and get a person to a place where they have that confidence that they can do this, and that, you know, they might be able to help others do the same thing. So that's our year 2016 mission. So if you are considering joining our team, you will be on the same. We'll be plugging along and helping as many people as we can this year, and I hope that you join us, because we would really be honored to have you on our team. All right, you guys, so thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to follow up with your coach who invited you to this coffee chat, and we look forward to having you on our team. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.